sitting on a chair, wooden chair. Yeah. Well, it was not random when it was assembled. This chair, I made it. I during my art class. There was a sculpture class called Sculpture. I think one. What is it? Sculpture one. I think it's something like that. And the final project, the professor said that we are to make chairs, and whatever design we make them, uh, we're just gonna make chairs, and these are supposed to be artisty and stuff. And then she said something. She said, uh, "I know it's very difficult to make a chair, and it's very hard to make a chair, but you get to keep it after the project." And I was like, "What?" And they're gonna provide all the materials, the tools, the workshop space, everything. So it's just me working there, and it's very cool. So I made this chair. I've decided to put like my heart in it. To be honest, not really my heart thing. I mean, like to work on it honestly. Like I like to work on it as if I'm gonna take it home. I'm gonna sit on it. I'm not working on it for the professor. I'm working on it for me. So I have seen an inspiration chair where they used specific pieces of wood and put them together, and it made a really nice chair. Very similar to this one, same kind of similar idea, and I liked it. And I also liked that I could also modify it because you put little pieces of wood together. So I've decided to do this. It was a very difficult process, but it was also enjoyable. I cut every single piece of this wood. They all kind of, I think they come in two or three size categories. I have cut them, sand them, glued them. The glue part is a bit tricky, but I made one arm a bit longer than the other one. So, for example, this arm I could do this, right hand. To this arm I could just do this if I want to. So, and the back, this little pillow. One of the advisors, uh, I came into his office and he had a leather. He was like just pulling it out. He's like, "Rawaf, like this." It's like, "I love it." It's like, "Yeah, you can use it." It's like, "I don't know what to use it for, but I'm gonna use it somewhere." So I've decided to make a little pillow, and I sewed the pillow, put it inside, put the leather around it, and I stamped it here. I put another one, a little pillow in here for the arms for this leather. So it feels like more of feels Gucci or something. You know, I really like it. My name is Rawaf Ahmed. My name is Rawaf. Yeah, what else you wanna know? Rawaf Ahmed. Yeah, let's keep the family name a bit outside of this. We are in New York, Brooklyn, Williamsburg specifically, East Williamsburg. There you go. I came to the United States in 2013. I remember it was like a few days after my birthday. I'm in my last semester, completing my chemistry degree at Pace University. I grew up in semi village or semi city called Al Kharj, which is about 50 miles south of the capital, Riyadh. I spent my first 17 years, I think, of my life there. Then we moved to the East Coast, Dammam. And there I stayed for just about 1 year after high school. And then I came to the States, and here I am. 8 years later, yeah, after coming to the States, yeah. I'd like to say I am a New Yorker because I'm also almost a Saudi, or I'm almost, Kharjawi, or almost something like this. I've never ever been one thing 100%. It's always, it makes me experience a lot of things that other people couldn't experience. So I like it. That's the thing. Whatever it is I want to identify myself with is not to identify myself with anything. That is the whole core of. That is what has been consistent in my life. Is this? I don't feel like I belong to this. Not necessarily that specific thing is good or bad. It's just like I don't. I feel constrained to belong to something. I'll be like, yeah, it's probably right now. I don't know what it's gonna look like in the future, but and if it turns out to be wrong, that's fine. I'm not gonna be, up in arms about it. Today, I'm looking forward to graduation. I'm looking forward to graduation. I'm looking forward to work with my one of my brothers into. So one of my brothers, Abdul Kareem, he's very interested into making tools or making things with his hand. And he like handmade stuff. He likes it, and I also found myself to appreciate handcrafts and skills and stuff like that. I found joy in them. I found myself when I was taking art classes. I was inside a zone when I was working, and it felt good. So I want to know how to do things if no one else was around to do them for me, because I believe I can learn, and it's very cool to be the person who's always knows how to do everything, or like how to do these little things. Like I can do it. I can get behind it. It's very good. Solving things, solving problems, and creating things, putting it in a physical world. Like I like this. I find it very satisfying. Not just the finishing product, which is obviously the goal, but during the process itself is amazing. I get to have time to listen to my favorite podcast, for example, and without any irritation, without feeling regret, without feeling I'm wasting my time, without feeling, I get to experience a lot of little things at the same time. You lose time. You really lose time. It's the same feeling when, I mean, I didn't assume you've driven before, uh, but sometimes when you drive, or like sometimes when you ride the subway, right? You, for some reason, don't remember every single moment that was in between you starting to ride the subway and you arriving to your destination. You kind of sometimes feel like, wait a minute, how? Like you bring it back yourself to the present, then realize, wait, I don't remember which road I took exactly, what people I saw, what what time was it when I rode this specific train or this car. But for some reason, I'm just here. Feels like almost an autopilot. So what this means is that you were not bored during that ride because you weren't there. You were somewhere else, or you were fully there. Like it's either this or that. But the point is that it's you're focused on one thing, whether it's the present or it is absolutely not the present, not in between all the time. Keep reminded of the future and keep reminded of, like for example, the conversation, like this interview right now. I don't remember how I was here. What I'm saying is, it is very. it is very difficult to be the actor and be the audience at the same time. And when you're in the zone, you're not the audience, you're the actor. You don't worry about time. I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna do later or something, because this is what I'm doing right now. I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing, and I'm not late for something. I'm not early for anything. I'm where I'm supposed to be. It certainly feels like a flow, like riding a wave. You're like everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Changed me that definitely I am enough. Really, this is something I have thought about, believed in, I've tested, and I've proved it in the United States. That you don't need anyone. Like, obviously, with the help of people around you, you can thrive and do good and stuff like that. But also simultaneously, uh, the only one who can bring you down is yourself. That's what I realized. This is that even if everyone is against you, you are still enough to overcome any obstacle. I think, yeah. Um, it's not about New York or something. It's just about a city. Like, you know, city. I was born in a village. I was born in somewhere where there was not a lot of buildings. I could see things in my, like, when I see um, what's in front of me. It's usually more empty space than creation. Here's kind of the opposite, and I don't know. I didn't get used to it, and I don't like it for some reason. The relationship with New York that I would say have is being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, however, wherever you want in New York. Yeah,
And also maybe meeting people from different
yeah. Do whatever you want.
backgrounds. Meet whoever you want.
Yeah.
Okay, we're we're moving to an interesting segment of the interview. It's about the pandemic.
Ooh.
How have you been spending your time during 2020 slash 2021, early 2021?
Uh, how
There shouldn't be like
I'm trying to find a schedule. I've even played little games of how I uh, construct a schedule to make it a bit more flexible. Um, the first plan was not successful. And but I did it. I tried it. I proved it was not successful. So that kind of, looking back at it, I was doing something. So, and during Corona, you need every little, I'm doing something. Because there was not a lot of things to do right now, and it's a bit it's it's a bit unrealized boredom. So I'm trying to go to the gym, so that's good. At least I'm not physically worse, like my appearance. I'm trying to keep up with the things at school, but simultaneously I'm being realistic of type of grade that I'm gonna get, for example, or like graduating. Who cares? I'm not even gonna use my certificate to be hired anyway. I'm not doing it. I'm just not planning on it to figure out what I'm gonna do in the future. If anything that I would plan up, that using a paper or like an academic certificate, it would be my master's degree. That if I decided to do it, but otherwise I will try to figure out how to be my own boss and how to make money out of it. this is the route that I've decided to go through. I'm not. I don't want to work with under someone else. Also, I'm being realistic too. That at the beginning, if I'm not having money, I'll have to have a side job to bring in money, but it wouldn't. It's not gonna be my primary job. Yeah, it's not gonna be my primary job. Yeah, but the pandemic in New York City is much better than back home. I gotta tell you this. You know, like here things are kind of not forced in a way, like like it's a bit flexible. Like you gotta deal with social disagreements, but you're not gonna get a ticket, for example, if you didn't wear a mask, or if you wore a mask or something like this. It's a bit flexible, and I like this because I happen to rethink my opinion about the pandemic, and my rethinking is not the popular opinion. So at least I could exercise my opinion in New York, which makes it a bit easier during the pandemic. But if I was back home, I can't even exercise that opinion. So I'm glad I'm doing the pandemic in New York. I want to keep looking forward all the time. Because the past is the past, and whatever I have learned, I have carried it with me, and whatever I didn't like or something, I'm just gonna leave it there right away. Well, I'm planning to go to Japan. I wanna learn Japanese. This is the sacrifice that I would have to face, is that I won't get to listen to Japanese and enjoy it without knowing what they say. Just listening to the sounds when they talk. Because now I don't remember how I used to listen to English when people talk in English. And my brain automatically translates it to meanings. It's not listening to the sound itself anymore. So I forgot what English sounds like. And I'm afraid that I will forget what Japanese sounds like when I learn Japanese. And Japanese sounds so awesome. So yeah, that's the sacrifice I think I'm gonna have to pay. But still worth it. I will be able to learn Japanese, and then I'll be able to get access to a lot of things that Japanese people can get access to that I can't, just because I don't learn the language. Because there's no subtitle, there's Japanese books and stuff, and I'll learn more about the culture and see what they're up to. Because I think they're amazing, and I want to see exactly what they're up to. Like, are they really amazing, or this is just the outside? I think I can remember an incident where maybe this got sparked because in wait, was it elementary school, or was it yeah, I think it was elementary school. It is elementary school. In my elementary school, I remember, not sure which grade though, but I remember there was a an activity one of some of the teachers have decided to collaborate on. And when I was a kid, I didn't know what it was, but it was not classes, so let's just do it. And we gathered in what I think the alternative is kind of gymnasium. Not gymnasium, it's like kind of where we do our break and eat food between the two classes. It was, I think, that we took like an hour for this activity, and the activity was they divided us. They gathered, I think, certain people, not everyone in school, just selective from every class, and I was one of them. And they divided us into groups, and then they brought resources. They brought what is Feline? Uh, that whiteboard that you can break it or something. It's not a cardboard. It's like similar, but it's the white one. Foam, something like this. Anyway, that thing, they brought it. They brought razors. They brought gun glue or glue gun. They brought some scissors, paper, pins, and stuff. And they told us, we want you to construct this idea, whatever it is they gave us, and make a model for it. And you don't have to worry about the physics. Just let your imagination go. And I think now they were trying to just make us see what can we do or something. So we made a lot of crazy stuff that cannot exist in the real world, but it was fun. It was fun. I remember we built a little apartment building, and we were like, where do we put the cars? And we've decided for some reason to put the cars on the roof, and then how the cars would get down from the roof to the bottom. And when we have decided to have like a little slide or something, and we use the board, we use the little paper to make the slides around, like the roundabout slide, and then we also decorated more because there's timing. They're like, okay, you need to keep working, even if you're done. There's still more time. You need to innovate more, and yeah, so we decided to make a little fountain coming out from the. That was coming back to me. It's very funny. Uh, so the person who would win, I think, the one who had the craziest idea, or the one who has the most imagination, or something like this. But as far as I remember, that was the first time I've engaged into creating something. If I can remember, yeah. Or like I've created something out of scratch. Before I used to play, these little games like cardboard and you assemble stuff, but they already made it. But that one, it was just me and my imagination. It was just, yeah. Obviously I've worked with my other group, but I think I was the only one who was most excited about it. Keep improving. That's it. I don't want to set goals into myself into like I wanna be there or something. Like there is an idea. I have an idea where I would want to be, but I don't want to draw that idea in my head. I want to just discover it, how it looks like. So that is something. If there is a goal, I would be this: is never draw like exactly where I want to go. Then you would end up having the experience of watching a movie that you have already read the book of that movie. It's true the images are new, but you already know the story. You already laid it out. You already know what's gonna happen. You already know. You just be like waiting the movie to finish. You're like, then when it finishes, you're like, okay, I'm here. I don't know. It's not fun. It's not fun. So, and also you get to be disappointed too. And it's a very tricky too because when you don't also lay out the goal in your life and what you do specifically, you don't know when you fail because you didn't draw conditions to failures. But you're still gonna fail anyway, as Jordan Peterson would say. But you wouldn't know that you failed. But in reality, you still fail, right? So I'm trying to be in the middle at least. Like I'm planning as close as possible in terms of like I'm not gonna plan my next 3 years. No, I'm gonna plan my next day. I'm gonna plan my next 2 days or something. And all these plans are something that will make me move, climb up Doesn't matter what it is. It really doesn't matter what it is. As long as I'm doing something that makes me climb up, then this is satisfying for me. I'm 26. I think 26. Yeah, and I'm gonna graduate in a few months, about a month and a half. I think it feels interesting though. I like it. It's good, but it's a bit not that comfortable though. The chair. Um, but I also know that nothing will make this chair more comfortable. So that's why I didn't even say anything. 'Cause, I made this chair. I know it. It's comfortable enough. That's it.